Hi, I'm Ross McWilliam, and today I've done lots of different things, and I've written a little article about something that caught my attention yesterday evening. Um, and I'd like to share it with you. I've written the article and I'll post it on social media, but I want to share it with you in video format because some people, a bit like myself sometimes, I don't want to read too much. I want to look at something and hear something. So I'm just going to put it in the shared area. It's a little article I've taken here, and I hope you can see that. And it's about an article that attracted 19,000 Twitter likes from a trauma psychologist from Alaa Hijazi. Um, and this Facebook post was really something that struck a chord with many people. And what she was saying was that there's a lot of pressure externally from the outside world and probably internally from our own thought processes and who we are as people to max out this locked down time. And almost not just that, but also saying you're weak if you don't possess the motivation to create something, to do something better with your time. And you don't have the discipline. And really, she debunked that and said we need to be more compassionate with ourselves and other people and learn to go with the flow, be gentler with us, softer with us, and think of other people as well as ourselves. I 100% agree with that. And I do agree with it. And I think what she's alluding to here is a mental health caveat. If we push, there might be a price to pay in terms of mental health. And the reason I'm agreeing with her is because my side of the story is that a few years ago, in fact, 5 years ago, I had a series of devastating panic attacks that required medication for a year. And eventually I came out of that. Different reasons why I went into it and some good strategies why I came out of it. And ultimately it took time. So I'll talk about this mental health caveat now because it's something that I think we're not fully aware of. And I'm an MHFA England instructor on mental health, and I should be aware of it, but I wasn't. And this is what I found. Over the last week, I started getting classic signs of panic attack, of increased pulse rate, erratic beat, and feeling dizzy standing up. And at first, I went to the usual solution as it must be a heart condition. But I've been through this before a number of years ago. And when I rationally looked at it and thought about it and analysed it, I realised I was pushing myself too much, writing articles, getting frustrated, wanting to move along that learning curve quicker, faster. The pulse rate was going to 150. It's normally at 50, 55. And I was all over the place and it shook me up a little bit. But then I started thinking about it and I think, you know what, Ross, you're pushing yourself too much. I don't care what you used to. We're all getting older, but this is a unique set of circumstances. And this set of circumstances I've actually uncovered before in the 1980s when I worked in Saudi Arabia. And I felt that I was restricting certain things I could do, and the culture was different to what I expected, and I worked 6 days a week, and I coped okay with it then. But I'm 30 years older now, and the mental health caveat for me is that I've pushed myself too much. So I totally agree with Alaa Hijazi's his comments on that, on the Facebook post of not beating yourself up too much. And I think it's equally important to think about pushing children as well. Given that downtime, given that fun, given that less pressure to learn, learning comes creatively sometimes. And it is an ideal opportunity to have this social emotional learning that leads the academic learning. Very important that, not the other way around. So on this article here, which you can see in front of you, I'll just move it down a little bit. What I've done, I've altered. I always like to give practical advice, so I've altered some of the things I do. So for instance, on the exercise routines, I have exercised a bit less. Sometimes I've actually exercised for less duration, less frequency. And another day I stopped training altogether for one day. So I've changed the variables around the exercise. And you know what? Relatively fit and a bit more to push myself over that resilience edge. That resilience is a double-edged sword, isn't it? To keep pushing, but it's also to step back and be adaptable. So I'm working out very slowly. Given I'm nearly 60, that I need to redress that push, 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 and have a step back, step back, step back a little bit. If I just watch TV and read a book all day, it wouldn't solve it for me. I need that balance. Some people can do that. I can't. I need to get that balance better. So I think, you know, for me, I'm learning how to do that in my routines, not push myself too much, give myself more credit. And I'm saying this not about me, but it's about you guys out there. Flex your routines. Give yourself more credit. Don't beat yourself up if you've not achieved an objective, a target, or a goal. Don't worry about it. It's a unique set of circumstances, and let's just go with the flow more. And that's advice to you, but it's also advice to myself, because I don't want any more of these panic attacks. So just my views. Don't let other people influence you too much. If you want to produce, but understand that, you know, everybody's got a tipping point. And I found mine, unfortunately. I'm well understanding the situation now, so hopefully I can move on with clarity, purpose, and a bit of more self-love. Thank you very much.